and no wicked in a bed. Wicked bad and mad in a bed. I am bad, mad, and no wicked in a bed. Wicked bad and mad in a bed. Enough in the bed, it is fat and mango. With tall ear and sexy lingo. Go tell the world I am the girl, take a reg. I am bad, mad, and no wicked in a bed. Wicked bad and mad in a bed. I am bad, mad, and no wicked in a bed. Wicked bad and bad and bad and bad and.
Yes, man. The great stinking Shabba.
The dirty
stinking Shabba.
Yo, I think Shabba is one artist with a great voice. A great voice, a voice that I think has not been compromised. Still the same Shabba. I think you were the one who said to me, Shabba is even looking younger than his age.
Man.
You say to me, Shabba is taking good care of himself. And I think, shout out to Shabba. Shabba almost in his 50s, right? Close to 50, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is. I think he's going to be 50.
Very soon, like in a year or two, right? This year.
Yes, man.
So for him to look like that, I think he's taking great care of himself, And now I can't leave this segment because we got exactly 10 minutes before we jump into the interview with the champ. And but with this segment, I cannot leave this segment without playing arguably, one of the most, at this point in time, spoken about artists in the history of dancehall, right? He is probably been spoken more than any artist, right? I'm not talking about the artists, the nowadays artists. I'm talking about an art, because you know exactly when I say one of the most spoken about artists of this era, you know whom I'm talking about. But I'm talking about an artist who has overly taken the limelight from everybody since his Dua Road. This is...
Them talk on the mountain, move, y'all. Run them way, I'm gonna try and prove, y'all. Not by you. See ya. How them all leader could have wear them favor. Them all up in here sitting and I know the flavor. I look at things say bag about a way you no afraid of. You know have no time for COVID, no. Them all leader could have wear them favor. Them all up in here sitting and I know the flavor. I look at things say bag about a way you no afraid of. You know have no time for COVID. So you guys know you're thinking a different league, different segment, different spade. Y'all them for know. Anyhow you take a man and bread. You a bring your picnic in there. I know you make them good man pack up and live. Who make them a live like sleep and slave. Some girls so hype and they mingle and fly. Did you feel how them a live cheap? Who am a rough?
Now hear this. Yeah, laugh. We laugh with people and we kill people and drink blood. Original Butcher Band and Funny Place. Show your face, road boy. Hear me now. All road boy, man fit dead. Just make them know we not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head, man fit. Now hear this. Y'all laugh, we laugh with people, man. We kill people and drink blood. Original Butcher Band and Funny Place. Show your face, road boy. Hear me now. All road boy, man fit dead. Just make them know we not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head, man fit dead. Jungle is not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head. Them never hear what the general said. From a guy in this the program, it a fit dead. Them coulda like a cock. Or every like let me 4-4 magnum. No left hand on me bed a coulda. Plead them a plea, or a beg them a go beg, man fit dead. Just make them know we not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head, man fit dead. Just make them know we not save no lead. Gunshot for bust up in a informer head. He that keep it his mouth, shall keep it his life a wire. Chat up me.
Madness is a girl's them motto.
Every day and Butcher Bantan says so.
Girls stretch out and make it a daily routine.
Let them know.
Watch out. Man a slip a man a slide, man a drop a man a run.
Girl, your body hot and you a shine like the sun.
Man a watch a man a people, you a run things this year.
Yeah, true your body ready, you a flop your career.
Me have to wonder if a hardness are your calling. Make you dress up on a magazine so since morning. Pass on the road and let no people balling. Mouth up my white like a yarn, them yarning.
I could not believe how the man look so appalling. Girl, you look good, me have to get you for me, darling. Eyes them a glisten just like Sunday morning. Bumper spread out and titty eyes like appalling.
Girl from who no heart, listen up, this is a warning. From a guy no willing to spend out the last farthing. Run where the boy and girl and I beg no pardon. Now get me hungry, make him know you're not starving. Why? Man a sip a man a slide, man a drop a man a run.
Girl, your body hot and you a shine like the sun.
Man a watch a man a people, you a run things this year.
Yeah, true your body ready, you a flop your career. Woman a steam up, nails well polished, complex and clean up. Here's my bigger butcher.
Big gang them we ball. Night and day. see me. Burn up application, one look she take, and me fit the position. No matter how in and the way, run away the little man. Put you want this long for rock you all night long. Oh man, I say trouble, to all me at the bubble. Something must be wrong. Not you know me no have no juggle me a juggle, still can't hold my hand. Girl, I would like to be your only in your life. I want to be the only man. Real quality time, affection. One man can run all a combination. All she a look, she no see the miss a man. Only for them a come out. Them no ready, check them out. Them is a mess. No one no have a problem and stress. Love with excess, kill you with happiness. Stick to the ragga and you would do one less. This is no papi show. Tell your man him get a blood road boy visit. You have nothing to. Like to be your only in your life. I want to be the only man. Real quality time and affection. One man can run and a combination. All she can look, she no see the miss a man. Why you refuse to? What are you doing tonight?
That's right.
Are you alone? Thought of you come over my mind. I miss you to the bone. I'd like to come on over. Live in exile and discover. We need to have a one-to-one. Me and you, we really do. We should have a one-to-one. I know that I said we've got so much things to talk about. We must get together to sort it out. If in your mind you have some doubts, come, then let me show you what I'm about. We need to have a one-to-one.
So now that you have heard that Buju Banton, before we talk about Buju Banton, I want to drop this Buju Banton that happens to be maybe the most talked about song right about now. This is Buju, the nowadays Buju Banton.
Country for sale. Ooh, yeah. Oh, God. All right. Country for sale. Apply within. Now, Kubel, tell me what I go. I hear them sell off everything. Name your price if the bargain is right. Ooh, yeah. With the right connections, you can have anything that you like. Ooh, yeah. All right, then. You can have anything if you wanna sell out, sell out. Sell out, sell out. Oh, Lord. Ooh, yeah. Look how them a sell out, sell out. Sell out, sell out.
Yeah, man, a wicked Buju. Wicked Buju. Wicked Buju.
So what is your take? You think Buju Banton still got it?
But tell me what was the bias? Because I think you played a lot of Bujus there, man.
Well, I wanted to make a statement, and the statement I wanted to make is obviously I think Buju is a current artist right now, and I think we need to celebrate the freedom of Buju Banton.
Yes, man.
And it's not always good when our artists get incarcerated and they come out.
Yes,
so when we see one of ours do road, we need to celebrate. So I think that was basically my angle of biasness, right?
Oh, okay.
To say, you know what, since Buju's since his release, we never really pay some homage to Buju Banton, because I think I cannot deny that Buju Banton happens to be one of those artists that actually was sort of like instrumental to my upbringing.
Yes, man.
There was a lot of songs that Buju Banton will release that you would need to go and get motivation from.
Yes, man. Yes, man. And talking about Buju, I don't think he has changed. But I must also say that because of his very big early on catalog.
True.
Yeah, it is a bit too early for us now to say is he still there or maybe he has changed a bit.
To charge you.
Yes, man, because I must say so far he hasn't released a lot of songs.
A lot of songs.
Compared to the Buju that we know.
And I think he doesn't need them, though. Do you think Buju needs to release anything now? Because his catalog is...
Yes, yeah.
I think artists like...
big
catalog, right? You know,
such that sometimes you don't even notice that he has got a new
song.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. So tell a friend we're there. It's all about Lion Paw International.com each and every Friday between 6 and 9. That's what we do. We don't tell the Adam. So in a few minutes, we're going to be reaching out to speak to the champ of Jugglers Rumble, who is on standby right now. We're going to call him and vibe with the eye and find out what the preparations have been for this upcoming event, which is called
a Jugglers Rumble sound. Kill jump on in the jungle, no. Lion Paw International presents Jugglers Rumble Sound Clash 2019. You don't know. Judgment Yard. You don't know. Find it, deal with it. Bang it. Them can't stop the time at all.
Yeah, man. It's all about the Jugglers Rumble Sound Clash 2019 as we celebrate the young generals who are in our space of dance or music that we love, promoted by Lion Paw International and African Pride. So we're going to be jumping in a few minutes. We're going to be jumping to this youth who's on standby, youth like Irie Dread. In the meantime,
you think a little bit of headset, my mommy papa. She said, put down the DJ thing there. I just your book, my one you take up. Cause every day you just make the air nice more while my boy you shut up. Now she's my biggest fan.
Again, bread down no butter then. No, this me not handgun and long rifle a go for then. The streets have no governing. It's a free for all, can't get peace at all. Soul a fly well like a Peter Paul. See it's all clear and evident, caused by the decadence. CIA intelligence, no Netflix have the evidence. And man a shoot pastor in a church, man a shoot father in picnic school. Some different man a set the rules. Hey, matter of fact, no one sing about them thing ya. Well man can't even manage put them garbage in a bin ya. Food box out a car window. I clog up the drain. Then when the flooding start, the government them get the blame. My brothers, it is a shame. More time we feel embarrassed to be part of this generation, causing all these havoc. Man, I want that a man wouldn't even care about him offspring. Stop singing. I'm missing out another word. We're not going no further. What that they are born in the earth, yeah. The youths them have no parents, so you find that they have lost their way. I'm missing out another word. No further. Your baby mother you go murder. Revelation tell me so I guess this is the end of day.